Hello everyone, and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday. This is Dr. Whitney, aka Dr. Mom ND, and today I'm going to do a little show and tell. We're going to keep it a little light today. So I know the last couple weeks were pretty heavy, and heavy in the sense of long presentations and a lot of information and a lot of science. There's just so much good stuff there that I wanted to get out. So today, just another product update. So in my never-ending search for the best quality products for both us parents and our kids, I am always on the lookout, right? And knowing what we know based on last week, right? If the germ theory or the virus germ theory really is not all it's cracked up to be, and the terrain, as Louis Pasteur admitted on his deathbed, really is everything, just as Hippocrates said over 2,000 and some years ago, then really there is no infectious agent, and it really is all about keeping our bodies at an optimally functioning level, right? And we do that with the right nutrients, the right antioxidants, the right trace minerals, supporting the gut 100% of the time, which a huge component of that, if you're just joining me for the first time or you've been out on Mars and haven't heard this, the Carroll method of food intolerance, right? So if we know that on a fundamental level, inflammation is underlying almost every condition out there, or put another way, making us susceptible to other things that then manifest as symptoms of what could be construed as a physical illness. We know that we just need to keep supporting all these areas, right? So we want to reduce inflammation. We want to know what your food intolerances are, so you stop eating food that creates toxic metabolites, creates a system of a system-wide toxemia, chronic cumulative inflammation that can disrupt any system or organ. Now, knowing that, then I want people to know that the supplements that they're taking also don't have these things in them, right? So for example, I'll just give you this example because it's great. I had a patient a couple weeks ago come in, and she thought she was super health conscious, that she'd been doing these different sort of dietary approaches, nothing crazy, but I'm cutting out sugar and refined carbs, and I stay away from, caffeine, and, I'm taking all these supplements, I'm taking extra magnesium and doing this calcium, and all these things, all the things, right? She thought. But she's like, I'm just getting older and things are just getting progressively worse. And she goes, I know part of that is aging, but it just seems like given the climate recently, and maybe it's partially that, I've just been getting worse, right? And see, I always kind of have to laugh when people tell me about the age thing, because my grandpa is going to be 89 years old at the end of this month, and the man is still, we have to physically keep him off of the roof. He'll be like, oh, those shingles up there are kind of loose. I got to get up there and fix that. It's like, Grandpa, you're 89. Get off the roof. So he is still very, very physically capable. In fact, he's so physically active that he's literally worn some of his joints out. He's had both knees replaced already, which didn't slow him down. It just sped him back up because now he's got new knees. He thinks he can do whatever. But since telling him he's had a dairy intolerance, he's had to tweak that a little bit and ease back on the ice cream every night. So this patient, this gal who came in, she was telling me, I do all these things. Here's my bag of supplements. I don't understand why I'm getting worse. Come to find out, her primary intolerance was fruit. Guess what was in literally every supplement she was taking? Some derivative of fruit. So all those wonderful different forms of magnesium. Oh, this one's more bioavailable. I do glycinate and I do this and I do citrate. Guess what? They all had fruit. She was like in tears, and in a way, happy tears. She's like, I'm not sad. She goes, it's just mind-boggling to me that I've been going to Apple Wellness here in town. She was getting all this great advice from the guy there, telling her about all these more bioavailable forms, and she should take 3 different kinds of magnesium, and they all had fruit in them. And it's the thing she shouldn't have been having. So since getting off of all of that and simply making a couple other dietary adjustments, she's already feeling better. And so it's just crazy that people still don't understand this concept. So when I'm talking about finding better quality products, a lot of times what I'm talking about is finding the products that have the least amount of ingredients, or the products I know would be across the board good for a patient based on what the major food intolerances are. So Let's give you an example. So my first son is egg intolerant. Not a big deal. There's not a lot of egg in a lot of supplements. But my second son is potato intolerant. And both of them have a fruit and sugar combination. My primary intolerance is sugar. So I am always on the lookout to remove refined sweetener, both for myself and because it's the easiest way to manage a fruit and sugar combination. Go try to find any supplement, chewable, liquid, whatever, where you have to taste it, and find something that doesn't have fruit in it. Everything is fruit flavored for the most part. The rare few mint or cinnamon when you get to fish oils, but for the most part, there's fruit in everything. It is very, very hard for a fruit intolerant person to find supplements. So I'm always trying to keep track of these things. Now, with my kids personally, one of the first things I was going to have them start doing was this Mega Food Kids Daily Multi. It's a powder, which I thought is great, right? It's a powder. Well, guess what? My kids have only had water, and after a year, cow dairy, they just started drinking juice boxes now at ages 2 and almost 4 that don't have any added sugar in them. Anytime I give them something like chocolate milk or a smoothie, they're like, "Eck, Mom, what did you put in my sippy, or my water bottle?" So my kids, they're not doing the powders. And other parents, this may be great. This is a great product. My 2 big rules are no sugar and as much whole foods as possible in your supplements, right? So I got them this. They won't take it. There's also a Mega Food Kids Daily Immune that is a powder too. So those are 2 great options if you're looking for something like that. If your kids will do smoothies, or you could mix this into their yogurt. My kids are too smart for that, or they're on to me. So when their yogurt looks different, they won't touch it. So I was looking for chewable vitamins, whole food based, no sugar, meaning no cane sugar, because that's almost always the one you have to look for. And what I first came up with was this one, which is Pioneer Children's Multi. And it is, for the most part, whole food based. I mean, a lot of the vitamins will say, okay, like vitamin C says 70% is ascorbic acid, 30% is sodium ascorbate, all the regular vitamins, but then the B vitamins don't say anything as far as what they're from, and that's because in the bottom, other ingredients include fructose, red beet juice, cellulose, vegetable stearic acid, some fruit flavors, sodium alginate, citric acid, pea starch, silica magnesium stearate, malic acid. But it does say that it comes in part from whole foods. So in the other part of the nutrient label, it says there's an vegetable blend, citrus bioflavonoid complex, horsetail, and trace mineral complex that comes from some kind of Lithothymonium species, maybe some kind of yeast or bacteria. So partially whole food, right? And they liked this for a while, but now my older son, he says he doesn't like it. Okay, whatever. So Mom went looking again. So this one was sweetened with basically fructose was the only sweetener in here. And it doesn't taste bad. I've tried it, but my older one's getting picky. So I found this one recently, which is Garden of Life, My Kind Organics Kids Multi, Organic Fruit and Vitamin Gummies. Now, color me shocked. This is not only organic, 100% from fruits and vegetables, but there's no sweetener in it. No refined sweetener. So ironically, I mean, if you're a fan of Alicia Silverstone, she's pretty popular for talking about her son, who I believe it's autistic spectrum disorder. And she partnered with them to make this vitamin, right? So this is the first ever vitamin gummy, real organic, non-GMO fruit and vegetables. There's whole 9 fruits and vegetables in every bottle. And this is great. I mean, literally the list is so long, I can't even begin to get into it. However, there's no iodine in it. So I got to write them a letter and say, you're putting all these other fruits and vegetables in here. How about some seaweed or some kelp or something to get iodine in here? Because iodine's really important. So initially I just started splitting these with my son, which is the Gamadine, iodine, and they're just, so oligo elements are just basically ionic minerals. They're in these little liquid packets, and you just twist the top off, and I take some and he takes some because we don't have iodized salt in our house. I don't use iodized salt because of finding out that refined salts were contributing to my stones. I had salivary stones, kidney stones, and gallstones. Iodized salt also has potato in it, which is not cool for my youngest son. So we use, initially I used pink Himalayan salt. Now we use gray Celtic sea salt. So again, I love this, but I really, really wish they had iodine in it. This is one of the easier ways to do it. Or as adults, Mega Food makes a product like this. So maybe you don't need a multivitamin, you just need the trace minerals. So this is balanced minerals, and it's literally just trace minerals. So calcium, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, manganese, chromium, and molybdenum, boron also. Okay, so nothing sweetener in there. But again, these are like adult. Now, if you've got an older kid, oh, I shouldn't open that. They're tablets. They're not capsules, so you couldn't open it. But if your kid can swallow tablets, this is an option. Now, those were the multivitamins. Obviously, they're both taking probiotics every day. My older son has always taken cod liver oil in a syringe just fine. The younger one has been stubborn. Actually, today was the first time he did it. So we may be making progress there. But again, knowing that I want him to have the good omegas in his diet, and kind of bummed that he wasn't getting the vitamin A and D that's naturally occurring in cod liver oil. That's why I introduced the multivitamin to him right away. I was on the hunt for a really good fish oil chewable that didn't have sugar in it. So I came up with a few options. The first one was Nordic Naturals Children's DHA gummies, and these are sweetened with xylitol and sorbitol. So sorbitol, for some reason, I had it in my head that this was a bad sweetener. So because there's fruit in this in the form of malic acid, sodium citrate, the citrate part is fruit, natural flavor being fruit. I thought this was a fruit sugar combination, but when I went back and looked at my notes, sorbitol is actually usually from either corn, which is grain, or fruit itself. So if that's the case, this one works for my sons, for the younger son. And he likes this one. There's also stevia in here, so good sweeteners. So that's one option. Another one that I found, which actually, and if you know me, I'm always on the hunt for the best bargain too, right? I want my patients to get the most bang for their buck. You have to look at dosages. So in this case, for Nordic Naturals, one gummy is only 600 milligrams of omega-3. It's only 355 milligrams of DHA and 145 of EPA. Now, this other product from Pure Encapsulations, which I just found, is their version of a chewable fruit-flavored emulsified fish oil gummy. Okay, lemon lime, and I tried this one too. It's not bad. The other one is orange flavored. I believe, tropical punch, but it's orange, so okay. But in this one gummy actually provides 250 milligrams of DHA and 50 milligrams of EPA. Now, hang on a minute. This one is less than the other one. DHA, okay. So this gummy provides more than this one does. But this one comes with 36 gummies in the pack, whereas this one only comes with 30. So you have to look, you have to figure this out. It's a little tricky sometimes. So yes, this is a 1 month supply, but you have to look at the dosage that you're getting, whereas this one, I want to say price-wise, this one maybe was a little less than that one, but because there's 36 gummies, I don't know, I'd have to do math. But you got to look at that kind of stuff, okay? So this one is sweetened with xylitol, erythritol, and that's it. Then there's natural lemon lime flavor, malic acid, trisodium citrate. Again, citrate is fruit. So this is another option, okay? I have two other ones that I haven't tried yet, but again, here's what you will run into. So for instance, I thought this one sounded great from Anabolic Laboratories. This is a natural orange cream, kids chewable organic 3 pearls, providing EPA and DHA, okay? 60 chewable soft gels in here. Now this dosage is, you need 2 soft gels to get 200 milligrams of DHA and 50 milligrams of EPA. But when you read the ingredients, this has, the soft gel capsule itself has potato starch in it, okay? So again, my younger son's potato intolerant. I don't want to give him a supplement that has potato in it. But it is sweetened just with stevia. There is annatto extract in it, which annatto comes from fruit. and some tocopherols from soy, sunflower lecithin. So again, sunflower lecithin. Lecithin can come from egg, but this is sunflower lecithin. So if this said just lecithin, I would know it had egg, and I would not give this to my older son. So I won't take this one home and try it on my younger son because it contains potato. And the older one already takes cod liver oil, so I don't have to worry about it. Another option was this Now brand, Kids Chewable DHA. Now this says they're soft gels that can be chewed. All right, so the other two, the first two, the Nordic Naturals and the Pure Encapsulations, they're like this weird, well, forget it, I'll just show you. It's easy enough. These are ones from home I brought. So you pop one of these out, and they're these little goofy gummy discs. Like it's really is just a gummy. I'll eat it. Tropical fruit. It's pretty good. I didn't take my cod liver oil today, so. So these are actual little capsules, but it says you can chew them. Now this one uses xylitol as the sweetener, and that's it. And the soft gel capsule is made of bovine gelatin, glycerin, water, natural fruit punch flavor, and cellulose. So again, probably fine. In this case, it would be fine for either one of my kids. The concentrate in here is 2 chewable soft gels. Again, the same 200 milligrams of DHA, 48 milligrams of EPA, which makes me wonder, short of the potato starch in Anabolic Laboratories soft gel, which they could use a different soft gel maybe, it's the dosage is exactly the same. 2 chewables are providing the same amount of DHA and EPA. However, Anabolic Laboratories says the amount of fish oil used is 500 milligrams, whereas the Now brand says it's 1,100 milligrams. So it's a lot more fish oil, but it's yielding only the same amount of active EPA, DHA. So again, you got to read labels on these things. So those are all options of good sweeteners in fish oil. Now, if your kid's a rock star, like my older one, and he'll just take fish oil for you, stick with cod liver oil. This is the one, Blue Ice fermented cod liver oil. This is the one we use. Now, this doesn't have the butter oil in it, which I prefer because that one's like a gel and it only comes in chocolate, which I've tried and it's not really that great. I haven't tried the cinnamon yet, but I think cinnamon is a weird flavor for little kids. Sometimes they think that it's they'll tell you it's burning their mouth if things are too pepperminty or intense, I guess. I had a friend use peppermint oil on her daughter's stomach when she had some really bad indigestion, and she told her mom her stomach was burning. So again, the little kids don't necessarily know how to describe that, but this is orange flavored and this bottle's down to here, so he's almost got it gone. So my older one just does the cod liver oil, which is great because it's 100% whole food based. You get natural vitamin A and vitamin D, which are huge for our immune system and our upper respiratory system. So I pump this into them every day without fail if I'm going to do anything. So they get cod liver oil, they're probiotic, and one of 2 multivitamins, depending on which one they're going to take. If they do the gummy, I give the older one the iodine. And then now, because they've got a little bit of sniffly nose, I've added in some immune stuff. So I found a couple of new things that I don't know I've shared before that I'm kind of excited about too. Again, because for little kids who aren't going to choke down pills, liquids and chewables are all you've got. And to make those palatable, they often fill them with sugar. So if your kid, again, is into the smoothies, this has got to be similar to what Mega Foods powder is, which I showed you. This was the Daily Multi. Their immune powder is in the same container, looks very similar. It's all whole food based. Now this is from Vital Nutrients. This is their Vital Kids line. It's called Berry Well Immune Support. It's a powder, and let's see, pineapple flavored. Ooh, that's yummy. So this just has elderberry fruit in it, arabinogalactin powder, istasis, and astragalus, which is interesting because istasis and astragalus were 2 of the botanicals that I bought earlier in the year to make tinctures with for adults for illness, for these viral illnesses, right? Other ingredients include glutamine, which is great for your gut, the freeze-dried pineapple powder, and xylitol. So that's it. So very simple. So this is a nice immune one too. And then I was really excited. because I'm always on the lookout for these things, I often find them in the weirdest places. So Amazon, and I've yet to look at, my professional wholesaler, but I think it's just Clarity. Is it just Clarity Kids? And I forgot to bring the other one at home. So the first one that I found was Clarity Kids, and they're chewables, and it was calming tabs or something. It just I don't even know now. I bought it because it had good stuff in it. My kids have been really struggling lately, so I was going to give these to them at bedtime for calming us. I think there's a lot of magnesium in them, B vitamins. There might be a little something like a precursor to GABA. But anyways, this Clarity Kids line seems like great stuff. So I bought the calming tabs, and then this one is called Super Immune Mixed Berry, and they are, there's only 30 tabs in here. It's kind of funny they give you such a big jar because the tablets are small. They're like this. They've been gobbling them up the last couple weeks because they both had a sniffly nose. But as far as ingredients, vitamin A, C, D3, zinc. So the big ones we've talked about, right? A, D, C, and zinc. And then you've got fructooligosaccharides, Well Immune, which is a blend of beta-glucans, acerola fruit extract, elderberry fruit, camu fruit, and then 3 kinds of probiotics. Other ingredients: raspberry fruit juice powder, natural berry flavor, vegetable stearic acid, microcrystalline cellulose, malic acid, citric acid. So you hear fruit, right? Stevia leaf extract, and organic rice bran extract, which rice bran can sometimes be used as a sweetener too. So again, no bad sugar in these. So happy find. What else? If you are already doing multivitamins, your kids eat fairly well, but you've heard, things are going around. We need to up our zinc, up our C. You're doing, extra cod liver oil, so you're getting the A and D. Davinci Labs made a line. This is, where is the light good here for you guys? You can see little Davinci Labs. There we go. Maybe that's clear. Little Davinci. So the first one is Immunize. Natural lemon flavor zinc lozenges. So yes, lozenges suck on them, but you can chew them. Provides zinc as zinc citrate and zinc gluconate, sweetened with stevia leaf. So again, I prefer whole food, but in a pinch, here you go, extra zinc, right? Zinc by itself with nothing else. Ingredients: xylitol, stearic acid, vegetable stearate, citric acid, honey powder, silica, and natural lemon flavor. So only good sweeteners here. So if you're just looking to add a zinc product, here you go. This one is chewable vitamin C. I haven't opened this one yet, so I don't know what they look like, but similar. Vitamin C is ascorbic acid and calcium ascorbate, and then some whole food stuff, right? So this line promotes themselves as somewhat whole food based. So they've got mixed citrus bioflavonoids in here, pectin, rose hips, and stevia leaf extract. Other ingredients: sorbitol again, which we covered, fructose, cellulose, silicon dioxide, cherry powder, stearic acid, vegetable stearate, natural cherry flavor, natural cranberry flavor. So here you go again. 333% of the daily value in one chewable, 300 milligrams, right, for kids. So extra zinc, extra C. If your kid is one who you're like, all right, I don't just want to keep taking vitamins all the time, even though they're organic, they're whole food based, it's too many things, maybe this is something. Like, I don't know that I'm really going to use this for my kids, but I bought it because I thought, why not have one on hand for that parent who's like always looking for an extra way to get some good stuff in their kid. And this is called Greens First. It's organic, and it is, as the bottle says, a yummy way for kids to get fruits and vegetables. 30 plus organic fruits and vegetables, organic superfoods, naturally sweetened, contains probiotics, digestive enzymes, and natural prebiotic fiber, vegan and non-GMO, gluten-free, no sugar added, no wheat, soy, dairy, MSG, or preservatives, berry flavored. So again, a powder that you could mix really into anything. But I'm serious, like, you gotta look, this label, look at, these are all listings of every single fruit and vegetable and thing, that are in here. Probiotic blend, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, the digestive blend, And then there's even some fiber stuff in there, veggie blend, or other ingredients, organic strawberry flavor, organic blueberry flavor. So, you know, again, really easy way. If you're trying to use food, this is one way to get like a superfood, if you will, right? Good dosage of whole food based vitamins and minerals, trace minerals out of, you know, organic foods into your kids. You know, they're not going to sit down and eat, you know, plum fruit, pomegranate, pear, mango, orange, papaya, watermelon, peach, tomato, cherry fruit, red raspberry, kiwi, nani, cranberry, flaxseed, beetroot, broccoli sprouts, tomato, carrot, spinach, and kale, right? So it's all in there. So that was nice. I'll probably carry this at the Sage Apothecary store. Stuff like this is what I want to have on hand for patients. The other one, which I had been using up to this point, maybe I don't need to rely on so much now. I found this at Walgreens of all places, but I think Target carries it now too. Mommy's Bliss. It's an organic line, and this one is elderberry drops. I've talked about this one before. This one says it's the baby version, but really there's just a label difference. One's baby and one's kids. Has the exact same stuff in it. The dosage is just half, right? So this is vitamins, prebiotics, zinc, and echinacea. Other ingredients include organic agave syrup, water, citric acid, alma extract, zinc glycinate, vitamin D3, elderberry fruit, organic inulin, and organic echinacea. So, you know, another one, all organic, no bad sweeteners. And then the other one I like, not so much from the sense of like a cough syrup, but just, again, more of a supportive respiratory type product, is Ceroil, Gynestra. Has a adults English IV syrup and now a kids English IV syrup. So I was giving this one to my son last week too, my older son. It's raspberry flavored, supports upper respiratory health and function. So it has marshmallow root, English ivy, and European elder. So, you know, a berry flavored syrup. Other ingredients include purified water, glycerin, xylitol, natural flavors, citric acid, xanthan gum, and potassium sorbate. So again, something that works for both my kids. The other one I found in Walgreens, because I discovered Zarbys line of natural stuff there. I have to say I'm a little disappointed because I used to love, they had a very small selective line of a few like cough syrups for babies and kids, and now they've expanded and their product line's getting bigger and they're into melatonin gummies, which you all know I hate. But there's a lot of cane sugar in their gummy stuff and their syrup stuff now. So you got to in the newer products. But one I found that I was pleasantly surprised to see was a chewable kids sinus and respiratory support. So again, berry flavored, but a safe and effective everyday sinus health support, drug-free, not non-drowsy, right? Under 2 years, it says not recommended. 6 to 12 years, 2 tablets twice daily. So what do? I give my 4-year-old 1 tablet. I give the almost 2-year-old, I take a nibble off of it and give him the rest. Other ingredients, fructose. So again, just, you know, fruit sugar. Maltodextrin, which I really should remember to look if that's potato, because dextrose is potato. I got to look up maltodextrin. But xylitol. And then dextrose. So there is potato in this. Okay, so there's potato in this one too. Stearic acid, medium chain triglycerides, silicon dioxide, stevia leaf, magnesium stearate, acacia, natural flavors, guar gum, tocopherol. So again, fruit, you know, only good sweeteners, but there's potato in this one, right? So you come across those things. We also have always relied on the Lusa chest balm. It's called Breathe Right or Breathe Easy. It's really nice. It's like a natural vapor rub for kids. It's like 3 different kinds of pine essential oil and a really nice salve base. But as I was exploring all of these new products, I actually came across Badger Balm makes one, and they actually use some different stuff in it. So this is aromatic chest rub, and this contains it was different than Lusa, which is why I got it. So like I said, Lusa I think is 3 different pine oils. This one contains Ravent Sara leaf oil, tea tree oil, tangerine, eucalyptus, 2 kinds of eucalyptus, peppermint, rosemary, lavender, ginger, wild marjoram, and it's in a base of olive oil, castor oil, beeswax. So wrapper's still on it, but when we're done using our Lusa, I'm going to try this one and see, I don't know, with the tea tree, lavender, peppermint, all that in there, I can think that that might be when there's more of an infection type thing going on. Right now it's like clear drainage, so I just want them to breathe easier. This, with these oils, has a lot of like antibacterial, antiviral, antimicrobial type properties. So maybe one step up from Lusa in terms of like therapeutic type stuff. So I think that's everything I had for today. So again, just to recap, so what I'm doing for my kids right now, in light of understanding that terrain is everything, right? We want to keep the gut strong because that is the foundation. We're not eating our food intolerances. We're making sure all of our supplements are compliant with our food intolerances. That means absolutely no sugar whatsoever in any of our supplements, no potato for my one son. And we are taking probiotics every day, cod liver oil every day, or a somewhat applicable fish oil supplement, omega-3. What else? What am I thinking? Right now, they each are taking one of the immune chewables because they each have a bit of a runny nose. I'm giving the older one the English IV syrup and the elderberry drops and the sinus chewables. The older one was doing these, and then the Lusa Balm for right now. And they're multivitamin. Yes. So probiotics, cod liver oil, multivitamin. Make sure there's trace minerals in there, right? If there's not, you want to get them, make sure there's iodine coming in somewhere. Okay, right? I have to do this. Multivitamin, probiotic, cod liver oil. That's every day, right? If you need more, you add in some of the immune products. But make sure that you're getting as much from whole food sources as possible, and it's all compliant with your food intolerance. So that's the way to go. That's how we're supporting our terrain at home. We also make sure we're drinking, right, the cleanest water we can. We have a Berkey filter at home, which took me like 3 years to save up for and decide to pull the trigger on. But I totally think it's worth it because I'm a water snob. And I grew up with a well near a spring-fed lake, so I can taste city water. My husband tries to fool me, and I always know. Berkey water tasted distinctly different to me, and like just very, very pure. We also have the molecule air filter, which I swear by because nobody's gotten even close to a nasty cold in our house in 2 years. What were some of the other things we talked about last week? So clean air, clean water, rest, stress management. So that's where I'm going to leave it today, because next week we're going to talk about the stress again. I know I talked to the point of exhausted parents and moms a few weeks ago, but in light of what has been happening, and what I mean by that is an influx of patients with stress related, chronic stress related hair loss, hormone changes, sleep disruption, just fatigue, wearing down, we're going to have to kick it up a notch with our regimens in addressing and supporting that right now. So like I said, I don't love jumping to botanical stuff and stuff that directly affects hormones necessarily, but given the circumstances we're in, it seems like that's where we're finding ourselves. So next week we'll address more adult type stress related issues and products you could use for that. And then at some point, maybe the week after, if nothing else pertinent has come up, I want to start re-reviewing natural personal care. So I joined Beauty Counter, I said, I think a week or two ago, a long time ago, and I've never had time to really dive into it. But I wanted to explore them as a company, as well as some other natural makeup and personal care beauty product type things that I've been using and that I intend to carry at the Sage Apothecary coming up hopefully early next year. So join me next week, and if you have questions, let me know. If you have friends with little kids who are struggling to find good quality supplements, multivitamins, probiotics, cod liver oil, share this with them. I'm going to try and double check that my online dispensary does have all of these products listed. So you can go on and order them anytime you want. You don't have to call me. You don't have to have a visit with me. You just have to go to my website, www.hhhandwellness.com. wellness.net and just scroll down the homepage, and right in the middle there's a big banner for Fullscript. You click on it, create a Fullscript account. It's free for yourself, so you have a login, and you can go right to my favorites, and they're by category, and you should hopefully be able to find most of these products, or else I've told you today where you can find them. So all right, everybody, stay healthy, get good rest, get some sunshine today, some fresh air, take a walk around the block, and take care of your terrain. All right, I'll see you all next week. Have a great day.